So this is just a warning. This is going to be my most gruesome video that I've ever put out. If you don't want to see gruesome footage, I totally don't blame you, and this video isn't for you. But if you're into that, let me tell you the story of how I got a flesh-eating bacteria. So this month, I'd planned to revisit my last 12 challenges and see where I'm at today. So I was going to play some violin, I was going to do some drawing, do some juggling, skateboarding, backflips, and see, oh, can I still do those skills that I've learned over the last year? But unfortunately, that was a challenge that I planned to do. But sometimes in life, you plan to do a challenge, but a challenge comes and finds you. The story starts about 2.5 months ago. I was traveling with my work colleagues. We were away for the night at an Airbnb in a place called Mornington in Victoria. It was all really good fun times, and I got a mosquito bite. I didn't think anything of it, and it left this like black dot on my arm. And again, I didn't really think anything of it. I'm a pretty optimistic guy. This black dot just kind of remained, and it didn't seem to go away. If you actually go back and look at my earlier videos, you'll see this kind of looming black dot on my arm. After a few weeks, I thought, okay, I should be sensible. I'll check it out with a doctor. And they gave me some antibiotics. They thought it was maybe a spider bite. They didn't really do anything. And then I went to the hospital because my arm started going red and it started being a lot of pain. And again, it was misdiagnosed. But luckily, my mum's friend said, hey, you should get checked out for this thing called Buruli Ulcer. There's a little outbreak in Mornington. Maybe Max has got that. So they cut off a piece of this black dot, they sent it away to a lab. 8 days later, it was confirmed to be Buruli Ulcer. If you Google search it, you'll see it's a pretty horrific thing. Luckily for me, we caught it within 5 weeks. And I was very lucky that my mum's friend had the idea to even get me tested for that. So I was really lucky and thankful that we caught it very quickly. So it's usually found in Africa and Australia, and it's a pretty rare thing. There's only a few thousand cases every year. It was actually first discovered in Australia in the 1930s in Barnsdale, and often called Barnsdale ulcer. It is suspected that it comes from a body of water or some land that's infected, and that infects possums, and then those mosquitoes get infected by either the possums or the water, and then they bring that to humans. A human can't transmit it to someone else. They do really think it comes from mosquitoes. The strategy to get rid of it is to take some really strong antibiotics and to kill all of the bacteria. When the bacteria dies, it releases this thing called mycobacterium, or I don't even know what it's called. It's like a poison that burns your arm.
God. It's got a wonderful defense mechanism.
Firstly, my arm just got hugely swollen. It was just crazy painful, couldn't sleep, in and out of hospital. Eventually it opened up.
Today, my wound opened up and started bleeding.
Gross.
It is gross. This is not, no one wants to see this. And now I put ice on it and I made a bandage out of tape and tissues. And I made my own ice bag. Oh, it's very painful.
It just led this kind of huge hole that just kept getting bigger and bigger. But the good thing is, continually taking the antibiotics, we've got it re-swabbed, and now the bacteria is dead. So now I've just got this big hole in my arm that I need to heal. And so the next part of the process of healing is just making sure that I treat it well. So I always have it bandaged. I always kind of make sure that there's air getting to the wound. And that way, hopefully within a couple of months, the hole will be healed and I'll just be back to normal with maybe a few battle scars and a cool story.
I want to know how I got these scars.
Part of the reason why I wanted to talk about this and not release a challenge is because a few things. Number one is, in life, sometimes you choose your challenges, and I've been lucky enough to choose 12 awesome challenges, and I haven't had anything go crazy wrong in my life that has disrupted that. But this challenge chose me, and it's not necessarily about avoiding hardships in life, because they're inevitable, they're gonna happen. That's just part of the inevitability of being a human being. And so I think that it's very important to deal with it in the most optimistic way that you can. You know, for me, it definitely did impact my productivity and things like that. But I definitely wanted to use this experience as an opportunity to look at the positive side of what this experience brought me. So it gave me a lot of time at home to reflect and think about my vision and where I want to be going in the future. It starts to make me appreciate the things that I can do when my arm is functioning, like how much I really appreciate going to gym and how much I appreciate sleeping well and how important sleep is to being a happy, functioning human being. And so my goal was just to try to be as optimistic and positive as I could throughout this whole process. So that is going to be my 13th challenge. I didn't get to recap and revisit all my older challenges like I planned to this month, but I will do that in the future once my arm does heal. And so next month I'll be starting challenges just as normal, and I'm going to be doing a morning routine challenge. So I'm going to be reviewing and reading as much literature about the morning routines of really successful people. What do they do in the morning? How do they optimize their day by optimizing their morning? And I'm going to take all of that information and I'm going to create what I think is the ultimate morning routine. So that's the story of my flesh-eating bacteria. That's what's coming up in the future. And as always, happy learning.